Well, hey there, welcome back. So today I've got a relatively easy install. The KC overhead light mount bars. These are going to enable me to put a 50-inch light bar overhead on my 2022 Jeep JT Mojave. Now, if you have a Mojave, you need a different bracket. The Mojave has a higher hood. This distance here, and the 392 is the same. That's higher than it is on the other Jeeps, Rubicon as well. So you need that bracket with that higher clearance. So if you have a Mojave, make sure it says Mojave before you order the brackets. Other models, you're good to go with the standards. So in any event, I picked the KC brand because they were the cleanest look that I found. Some of the other manufacturers, DV8 comes to mind. They actually laser cut their DV8 logo right through the side. Like Evo does the same thing. I don't think Evo makes a light bracket, but they like to cut their name in all their bracketry. So I didn't want that. I just wanted a plain clean look bracket. KC does put their logo up here, which I don't find objectionable. It's size of maybe a casino chip up here, but you can hardly see it, so that doesn't bother me. Another feature of the KC, say compared to the DV8, the DV8 is probably 3 or 4 inches longer, and it puts the light bar above the top of the roof. I didn't want that. I wanted it below the windshield, so that's what this will accomplish. It'll sets the light bar lower, so it doesn't give you any more overhead obstruction. Doesn't stick up above the roof. So that's the reason I went with them. They're pretty robust. It probably, I didn't measure it, but it looks to be almost 1/4 inch steel, powder coated, I assume. And I just think it's a nice bracket. So I went ahead and took it out of the box. I wasn't going to bore you with opening up a box. So what you get, 2 brackets, some hardware, and some screws. The most important piece you get is this rubber gasket or rubber backing. There's 2 pieces. I don't know if you can see, but this one here is one, and this rectangular one is the other one. There is a left and a right, so you'll have to dry fit these first to make sure you put it on the right bracket. I cleaned it with some alcohol just to get any residue off, make sure I got a good adhesion. Now, the instructions in general on this aren't the best. So they don't tell you where to put this second piece. I saw in a previous version of this, they had this piece all the way down here. It mated to here. That does not work on this one. And even earlier, I believe when these first came out, they gave you one large piece that covered the entire inside. So for whatever reason, this is at least the 3rd change that they've made to this rubber paint protector. So I chose to put it higher. I figured if I have it down low and up high, I should get good contact. This should not touch the paint at all. If it does, I can go back in and put some type of padding in there, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. So this attaches with 2 bolts on the side. It does not use the 2 top bolts like some of the other brackets do, but instead what this does, there's this little hook bracket here, and this attaches to this ear, and this latches on to your windshield hinge. There's a little button that you take off. You put this on and put the button back on. So that's the 3rd point of contact down low. And then, of course, when the light bar is on, that'll tie the 2 sides together. And I feel it's going to be pretty sturdy. Now, if you want to put ditch lights on, they give you another smaller bracket that you can put on here, so you can run your ditch lights as well. You don't have to use this. You do have to use this guy here. So I went ahead and pre-assembled this one here. Give you an idea what this looks like. There's 3 pieces. There's a backing plate here that goes on first, and then the bracket. So this is required that you have to put on. If you want to go with the ditch lights, this is the 3rd piece that goes on. It's held on with 3 bolts. Pretty simple. I chose to keep everything loose. I feel once it's on, I get the bracket or the light bar on top, everything will snug in, kind of find where it wants to be, then I'll snug everything down. So as far as tools, to take the factory cowling off, there's 4 bolts, and those are Torx 40. You want to take the 2 side ones out and the 2 top ones off, because you're going to remove that cowling altogether to get to your wiring. The 2 side bolts are not going to be long enough to put back in when you put the bracket on, so they do give you some longer bolts, and those, oddly enough, are not T40s. They are 3/16 hex. So you'll need the 3/16 hex to put those bolts back in, and you'll use your Torx 40 to put your 2 top bolts back in. The smaller bolts that hold the bracketry together are 5/32 hex and a 10 millimeter nylock nut. So that's all you need for tools. There is a little bit of a twist. You are going to need a Torx 50 to get to that windshield button, and it's a little bit tricky on the Mojave because I don't know if I'm in frame or not, but the way this cowling comes up, it partially covers this bolt, where on the other models this is completely accessible and you can get in there with a straight shot. So once this bracket's on, you can't come in with your Torx. So you have to, I had to order a traditional L-bend, like a hex key, more traditional hex key, but in the Torx 50. So that should be coming today. So tomorrow when we do the install, we'll have that tool. But that may be something, if you have the Mojave, that you may not have on hand. So just a heads up for that, so you're not disappointed if you get this thing all ready to go and you can't get that bolt on or off. So you may need to order one of those. So I will put affiliate link below for these brackets if you do like them. You have an affiliate link down below where you can purchase those, and I'll also let you know what I paid for them. I bought these from my own money. These weren't given to me. I paid for these, and that's about it. So we'll get you on the next one, which will be the install. So thanks for watching.